If there is one movie that everybody considers a bad movie, that is one of my favorite movies of all time, it's Godzilla 1998. Now, I love every version of Godzilla, to be honest, even the older ones, and I'm not much of an older movie watcher, besides the Godzilla movies. Like, I love Godzilla. There's a lot of Godzilla movies out there. So, every version of Godzilla, I like. So this one isn't a bad one for me. Like, this is actually the one I grew up with. Aside from 1968, because my stepdad showed me Mothra vs. Godzilla, as well as Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, along with the first Godzilla in 1950s one. So I was introduced to those versions of Godzilla. And so far, I haven't hated any version of Godzilla. Like, even this one, this is the one that I actually like. I think this is the one I was first introduced to. So I see this movie a lot differently. Like, you got to understand that sometimes that when you're introduced to something for the first time, you see it differently than other people. Like, I'm definitely not shitting on this Godzilla. This is the best Godzilla yet. Like, this one, I love it. I hate no version of Godzilla. But I'm making this video because I think they should come up with a newer version of this Godzilla and make him a lot more powerful, make him larger, make him a bit more amped up, and make him a more tougher. Because I did see Godzilla Final Wars, and he made a second appearance from the aliens, and Godzilla absolutely destroyed him. Absolutely took this bitch down. Took him out easily. Threw him, blew him, fired, bam, done. So I think they need to do this one a bit more better regarding the features of his ability. So I want to see him introduced again, except much more larger, more powerful, more features, and much better than he was in 1998. And so far, I love that movie. This is a part of my movie collections. If you see my movie collections, this one will be there. I love this movie. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite Godzilla movies. I hate no version of Godzilla. I can't really hate on Godzilla. This is something where I can't really hate on for real. Even the older ones, I still want to catch up on the older Godzilla movies. Like, if I'm mostly into CGI movies, modern day shit. I know I say that all the time, but if there's one thing that I'm a fan of from the older days, it's definitely Godzilla. I wonder why people don't like it. People were saying that this model was different than the Chinese version, the average one. Well, Godzilla originally, belongs to the Chinese people and shit. So I'm pretty sure they didn't like this model or design. And they did rename him Zilla instead of making him Godzilla. So I want to see a newer version of this Godzilla and give him more power. In fact, make him fight the current Godzilla that we have in Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla 2014. And I want to see that fight happen. Maybe he can be one of the kaiju that's opposing Godzilla in the newer version. So just stuff that they could work with. They are inventing new kaiju, like the Muto in 2014. That was a new kaiju. I want to see new monsters. I'm curious to see what this new monster in the new Empire. They're showing new monsters. Remember, kaiju, I think kaiju is Chinese for monster. But yeah, I want to see a newer version of this, and hopefully we get another battle which is more longer due to him having better feats. because this is the Godzilla that fucked him up. In Final Wars, man, that shit was no longer than, I don't know, 10 seconds. No longer than 10 seconds. Final Wars, Godzilla was fucking everybody up. They kind of showed Godzilla in his prime right there. Like, he was fucking everybody up. So I want to see a upgraded version of Zilla, which we call him now. So, and let's see how that goes. If they decide to do it, they can reintroduce him. Like, you gotta understand, like, just because you don't like something doesn't mean it can't be improved. I want to see this come back. Like, this is one of my favorite versions of Godzilla that everybody don't like, but this is actually the one I grew up with alongside this version. But I don't know, does anybody remember this one? I grew up with it, so it's part of my collection. I just want to see him again. I'm not going to leave him in the dust. I still watch this movie. Last time I watched this was a few months ago. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe. What do you think?